Which phylum animals are complete sessile animals? Completely sessile animals.
So can you repeat the question again?
Which phylum animals are completely sessile?
Phylum. Is it so I could not spell the name. Syndria. Hello.
Hello?
So can you hear me?
What is it, phylum?
Crater. So is it column crater?
Huh?
Column crater.
Concrete. What is it, concrete?
It's not
So being a biology student, you should pronounce each and every sentence properly. And you are saying that I can't spell it. How it is possible? You are a BPC
Sir,
student.
it's Nidaria.
Huh?
Nidaria.
Nigeria. No. Complete sessile animals are poriferans.
So you asked the phylum, right? So I've told
Yes, phylum. In which group of phylum? The animals are complete sessile. They are porifera.
Yeah.
And you tell me, in which group of animals alternation of generation is present?
Poly and medulla. Medusa. Poly and medusa.
Not polyp. Polyp and medusa. What is the specialty of polyp? Tell me.
So it's a sessile form.
Form that reproduce asexually and give rise to medusa.
Yeah. It's the quite opposite. Medusa give
And
reproduction.
that form is called alternation of generation. What is the other name of that alternation of generation? Don't look at the textbook. You tell me.
So it's not textbook. I've written the notes. What you have explained it.
Look at the notes or whatever it may be. You just straight away try to give the answer.
Yeah. So is it
If you prepare properly, immediately after explanation, you can able to give any type of answer. If you don't go through what I explained, you can't give any answer. Now, Rinika, you tell me. Which animals exhibit bioluminescence?
Ctenophora.
Ctenophora. And how many types of, how many comb plate rows are present in ctenophora?
8, sir.
8. And dash structures in ctenophora help in feeding or food collection.
In Ctenophora, sir.
Yeah. Tentacles. Tentacles. And then only sexual reproduction takes place in
Ctenophora, sir.
Ctenophora. And type of fertilization in Ctenophora?
Internal, sir.
No, external. And then first diploblastic animals. First diploblastic animals.
Platyhelminthes.
Nidaria. First triploblastic animals. First triploblastic animals, Platyhelminthes. First triploblastic animals, Platyhelminthes. In which group of animals we can observe cephalization?
In sessile animals.
No. Platyhelminthes. Next, Evelyn, you tell me.
Yes, sir.
What is the first eucoelomate or true coelomate animal group?
First is Annelida, sir.
Annelida. And when we can say a cavity as a true cavity?
Sir, when the mesoderm lines the endoderm.
When
ectoderm.
mesoderm lines the ectoderm and endoderm. And then in which group tube within tube organization is present?
Platyhelminthes.
Platyhelminthes. No. Ascalminthes.
Okay, sir.
Sac-like gut is found in platyhelminthes.
Platyhelminthes.
And then in diploblastic animals, between ectoderm, endoderm, dash is present.
Mesoglia.
Mesoglia. That's a jelly-like material.
Yes, sir.
And which animals can be cut into two equal halves from any plane?
The one which have radial symmetry.
Radial symmetry. Only through one plane.
Bilateral symmetry.
Bilateral symmetry. Notochord is derived from which germ layer?
Mesoderm.
What are the unique feature found in porifera?
Water canal system.
Water canal system
Transport
function.
system. Function, sir.
Ah,
Function is collection of food, respiratory gas exchange, removal of waste.
And then dash are the umbrella-shaped free-swimming forms.
Medusa.
Medusa. And then which group of animals are characterized by alternation of generation?
Coelenterate or Nidaria.
Physalia is commonly called as
Portuguese man of war.
Portuguese man of war. Right, next, Jacolin, Jacolia.
Yes, sir.
Tell me. Dash group of animals are characterized by diploblastic condition. Diploblastic condition. Cnidaria and Ctenophora. And which type of animals are commonly called as sponges? Whether which phylum is considered as sponges?
Porifera, sir.
Porifera. And then the type of fertilization porifera.
In porifera, sir. Internal.
Internal. And then asexual reproduction in porifera is by
Fragmentation.
fragmentation. Examples for porifera
Cycon, spongilla.
and euspongia.
Yeah.
And examples for Cnidaria. Now tell me, what is the common name of Pinnatula?
Sir.
Pinnatula, common name. Sepet, Gorgonia, Cephal, Adamsia, Cialicum, and then Meandrina,
Brain coral.
Meandrina brain coral. Okay, ma? Right.
Okay.
So next, we'll move to next phylum. That is Platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes. Now, same process we have to follow. And what are the points we should recollect here? You tell me, Rinika. What are the points we have to recollect while discussing a phylum? A
Introduction.
non-phylum. Yeah, very good. Introduction,
Habit.
habitat. What is meant by habitat? Place where they live. Habit, how they live. Next, levels of organization, symmetry, coelom. And then external features, internal features, physiology, reproduction, development. Now let us see here. They are commonly called as flatworms. Commonly called as flatworms. And very important, body is dorsoventrally flattened. As the body is dorsoventrally flattened, the name given as flatworms. The name given as flatworms. Next, they are mostly endoparasites, including man. They are mostly endoparasites, including. Amma, what is endoparasite?
They live within the
Endoparasites
host.
who live within the body. Hrithwik, you just
Yes, sir.
pronounce this word
Platyhelminthes.
Platyhelminthes.
Elementhus.
Here, platy means flat. Helminth means worm, flatworms. They're mostly endoparasites, including man. So, Hrithwik, you just come with full preparation tomorrow. I'll ask questions. Okay.
Yeah, sir. I was not feeling well. I could not prepare yesterday. So,
I'm not asking the reason. You just try to.
yes,
Okay.
I've just connected today. That's why.
No. Even though you are not feeling well, you would have pronounced the words properly, no?
Yeah,
But
sir.
you are a BPC student. You should not pronounce like that. Okay, ma?
Yeah, sir.
Right. Very good. Next up. They are mostly endoparasites, including man. Then coming to levels of organization, organ system, triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical, acoelomates. Organ system, triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical, acoelomates. This is introduction, habitat. Actually, habitat may be free living or parasitic. That word we have to mention, but it is not given in NCERT. So we have taken only habit. Levels of organization, organ system, triploblastic, bilateral symmetrical, acoelomates. As they are endoparasites, some animals consist of hooks and suckers.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, don't platyhelminthes have organ level of organization?
Yeah. Organ level, even organ system is also developed. You can see the same point at the end of the kingdom Animalia. There in comparison
Okay,
it is
sir.
given.
Okay, sir.
Already I mentioned the same point. They have organ system level of organization and first time organ system level of organization developed, but well seen from Ascalmenthus. Got it? Right, Amma. Next. They have hooks and suckers for attachment. They have hooks and suckers for attachment. Now you tell me, what is the type of gut found in platy?
Sac.
Very good. They have sac-like gut. That means incomplete gut with only one opening. The same opening act as both mouth and anus. But in some animals, like, look at this. This first diagram is Taenia. Taenia, T-A-E-N-I-A, Taenia, commonly called as fork tapeworm. This is called fork tapeworm. Why? Because the secondary host for this animal is pork. That means pig. As the secondary host is pig, the name given as a pork tapeworm, or generally it transfers from pig to man by eating pork. The pig meat is called pork. By eating pork, it transfers from pig to man. So the name given as pork tapeworm. And this is a fasciola. Fasciola, commonly called as liver fluke. Fasciola is commonly called as liver fluke. In fasciola, the gut is incomplete or sac-like. But in Taenia, Taenia solium, its full name is Taenia solium. In Taenia, gut is totally absent. The total alimentary canal, it is an adaptation of endoparasitic mode. And where do you find this Taenia? In small intestine. Taenia is found in small intestine. I think you know, in small intestine we can find nutrients, digested food material. So they can straight away, they can absorb nourishment through body surface. This point was mentioned in NCERT. I'm not going beyond the NCERT. I'm explaining what is the content found in NCERT in a little bit in detail. Now, dash can absorb nourishment through body surface.
Excuse me, sir.
Amma,
Sir, can you explain what are hooks and suckers again?
actually, there is a head-like structure at the anterior end that consists of, this is actually called as scolex. It's a head-like structure where you can find a brain and also hooks, spine-like structures, hooks. They pierce the intestinal wall with the help of hooks, and they attach to the wall. And also suckers, they just attach to the intestinal wall by vacuum creation. So by using suckers and hooks, they can attach to the wall of small intestine.
Sir, so these are present on the head, sir.
Head-like structure, and that is not a head. And even you just look at the textbook in NCRT, even the fasciola is also having suckers. You can see in diagram. Textbook is there with you?
Yes, sir.
Look at the diagram. There also we can find suckers. You can see one is oral sucker, other one is ventral sucker. Oral sucker for feeding, ventral sucker for attachment. And this is called liver fluke, found in bile duct of sheep. Bile duct of sheep. You know what is bile duct, Amma? The duct arising from liver. And next, excretory structures are flame cells. What is flame cell? I'll tell you. All over the body, we can find cells. Look at this. This is one cell with cytoplasm, nucleus, and there is a lumen. And here we can find a tuft of cilia. Tuft means a bundle. Now these cells absorb excess water or nitrogenous waste and release into lumen. Once the fluid reaches the lumen, we can observe vigorous beating of cilia to push into the tubes. And many tubes join together form excretory canals, and finally they open out. So I'll repeat once again. These are the cells that spread all over the body. They absorb excess water, nitrogenous waste, and release into lumen. By the vigorous beating of cilia, the fluid can be pushed out. Now, look at here. When the cilia are beating like this, it appears like a flickering flame. Flickering flame. So the name given as flame cell. The ciliary beating appears like a flickering flame. So the name given as flame cells. Next, sexes united means hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite or bisexual. Fertilization internal. Development is indirect. What is meant by indirect? That includes larva. Development is indirect with many larval stages. It is given in NCRT. Please underline it. Many larval stages. Many larval stages. This condition is called polyembryony. Polyembryony. And one example given, planaria. It's a free living form. Shows high regeneration capacity. High regeneration capacity. Dash has high regeneration capacity, planaria. And what are the two examples given? Tinea and fasciola, that's all. So this is about platy. We'll repeat once again. First, commonly called as flatworms. Number two, why they are called flatworms? Body is dorsoventrally flattened. They're mostly endoparasites, including man. Next, levels of organization: organ level, triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical, acoelomates. They have hooks and suckers for attachment. Some absorb nourishment through body surface, excretion by flame cells. Sexes united, fertilization internal, development indirect. Planaria exhibit high regeneration capacity. Now let us see the type of fertilization in different animals. What is the type of fertilization in Porifera? Internal. In Nidaria, external. Ctenophora, external. Platy, internal. In all these animals, sexes are united. In all these animals, development is indirect. This is simply a memory pattern. The more you recollect, the more you study, the more perfection you'll get. And suppose if you live simply, you can't remember even a single point. That will confuse a lot. Next round. Ascalmanthus. See, they are commonly called as roundworms. Why? Because, see, in cross section, they appear round. In cross section, they appear round. So the name given as roundworm, roundworm. Next one, habitat. They may be aquatic or terrestrial. Habit, free living or parasitic. Free living or parasitic. There it is given parasitic on plants and animals. Plants and animals. Parasitic on plants and animals. Next, levels of organization. Organ system, triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical. Can you remember the coelom? Pseudo coelomates, commonly called as roundworms, aquatic or terrestrial, free living or parasitic on plants and animals. Coming to levels of organization: organ system, triploblastic, bilateral symmetrical, pseudocoelomates. Bilaterally symmetrical, pseudocoelomates. Next, in these animals, entire, I think you know, gut is complete for the first time. Only part with muscles is pharynx. Very, very important. Pharynx is the only part of alimentary canal with muscles, and the rest of the alimentary canal is not having muscles. Excretion by excretory canals. Actually, look at here. I'm showing the diagram. Actually, there is a gland, what we call it as a H-shaped tubular system is present, and the gland is called rennet gland. Actually, it is not given in your textbook. There is a gland called rennet gland with the H-shaped canals. Now, they collect the nitrogenous waste and send out through excretory pore, but in NCERT, it is given like this. Excretion by excretory canals open out through excretory pores. Excretion by excretory canals or tubules open out through excretory pore. Gut is complete. Only part with muscles is pharynx. Excretion by excretory canals. They open out through excretory pore. And next, first time, sexes separate. Sexes separate for the first time. That means male and female are separate. Sexual dimorphism. What is sexual dimorphism? Recognizing male and female by external features is called sexual dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism. Sexual dimorphism. Here, look. Female is long and male is short. Female long, this is female, and this is male. And usually we'll represent the male and female with these symbols. Female is long, male is short. In female, the posterior part is straight, whereas in male, the posterior part is curved. And here, fertilization is internal. Development, direct or indirect. Example, ascaris. Ascaris is commonly called as a roundworm. Ankylostoma. Hookworm. Ocharidia. Filarial. Filarial worm. It causes filariasis or elephantiasis. Filariasis or elephantiasis. Sex is separated. Sexual dimorphism is present. Fertilization, internal, development, direct or indirect. Example, ascaris, ankylostoma, and ocharidia. All right, Emma. Next. Now tell me. Askelmans are commonly called as dash. Roundworms. And they are free living or parasitic on plants and animals. And what are the levels of organization in Askelmanthus? Triploblastic, organ system, triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical, pseudocoelomates. And which part of the alimentary canal is muscular? Pharynx. And then excretion is carried out by excretory canals with the excretory port. Sexes are separated. Sexual dimorphism is present. What is sexual dimorphism? Jacolia.
Recognizing of male and female.
Very good. Recognizing male and female by external features is called next. Rinica. Which sex is long?
The females.
Female. Males are short. Type of fertilization.
Internal
Internal. Development may be direct or
indirect.
So dash is commonly called as roundworm.
Askelmanthus.
Very good. Ascaris. Ankylostoma is commonly called as
Worm.
Bookworm.
dash is commonly called as filarial worm. Ocharidia. Ocharidia. What is the pronunciation of that? Ocharidia. Ocharidia. Wchereria. Ocharidia. Bancroft is commonly called as filarial worm. It causes elephantiasis. Right, Emma. Next, coming to Annelida. Annelida. Right, huh? Annelida. They are the first segmented eucoelomate. This is introduction. First segmented eucoelomates. Amma, what is eucoelom? True coelom. First segmented eucoelomates. They may be aquatic or terrestrial. Aquatic example. Nereis and leech. Nereis is marine. Leech is freshwater. Example for terrestrial, earthworm. So they may be aquatic. Among aquatic, the animals may be marine or freshwater, and some are terrestrial. Best example, earthworm. Next, habit, free living or parasitic. Free living or parasitic. Example for parasitic, leech. Example for parasitic, leech. Now this is a blood-sucking ectoparasite. So leech is a blood-sucking ectoparasite. Blood-sucking ectoparasite. Next, coming to levels of organization. Organ system level, triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical, coelomates, true coelomates, very, very important. Organ system, triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical, coelomates. They show metamerism. I think you know repetition of body segments with organs is called metamerism. So body is divided into ring-like structures. The segments are ring-like structures, so the name given as annelida. Annulus means ring-like. They show metamerism or metameric segmentation. As they're having segments which are ring-like, the name given annelida. Next, coming to locomotion. Body wall consists of circular and longitudinal muscles helping locomotion. Very, very, very important. The circular longitudinal muscles of body wall help in locomotion. Next, locomotory structures. Locomotory structures. In need is parapodia. I think just look at the textbook. There on either side of the body, we can find leg-like structures on either side with many setae. Chitinous spine-like structures are called setae. And they are present at the side of the animal. Side means para, poda means legs, side legs. They help in swimming. Next, earthworms. Actually, it is not there. You can note down earthworms, setae. Small spine-like structures are present all over the body. They are called setae. In leech, suckers. They are the locomotive structures. So, the locomotive structures. Locomotive structures. Nereis parapodia, earthworm setae, and leech suckers. Okay, ma'am. Next, I think you know gut is complete. It's not given. Circulatory system is closed type. What is closed type? The blood passes through blood vessels. Circulatory system is closed type. Next, excretion by nephridia. Excretion by nephridia. What are nephria? We'll discuss in earthworm. They are the tubular structures which help in excretion, and osmoregulation. What is meant by osmoregulation? Osmoregulation. Maintaining water and salt balance. Maintaining water and salt balance. Maintaining water and salt balance in body is called osmoregulation. Locomotive structures, parapodia, setae, suckers, separate system, closed type, excretion by nephridia, which help in excretion and osmoregulation. Next up. Nerve system consists of nerve system. Nerve system consists of nerve ring and double ventral nerve cord. I'll show you diagram in earthworm. This is earthworm. See here, mouth, buccal cavity, pharynx, esophagus, gizzard, stomach. This is pharynx. Around the pharynx, we can find nerve ring, from which two nerve cords arise up to posterior end. And in every segment, we can find one ganglia. What is ganglion? A group of cytons. Anyway, we'll discuss everything in earthworm.
Sir, can you repeat this?
Yes, I'll repeat it. Nerve system consists of nerve ring, and double ventral nerve cord, and these are all ganglia. So nerve system consists of nerve ring, double ventral nerve cord with segmental ganglia. Can I ask?
Sir, I did not understand this, sir.
Okay. Nerve system consists of, I think if you look at the human beings, the nerve system consists of brain, spinal cord, and the nerves coming from brain, spinal cord, isn't it? Likewise, here also, this is brain. This is brain. And there's a ring around the pharynx. This is called nerve ring, from which two nerve cords arise. And these nerve cords are connected with each other by segmental wise ganglia. What is ganglia? Group of cytons. I think you know. A neuron is having cell body called cyton, dendrites, and axon, isn't it? Group of cytons together form ganglia. But actually, you cannot understand this at this moment. Anyway, I'll discuss in detail in earthworm and after completion of examination. Okay, right? So nerve ring, double ventral nerve cord with segmental ganglia. Next up, nereis is dioecious. What is meant by dioecious? Unisexual. Dioecious means unisexual. Leech and earthworm are monoecious, bisexual. bisexual. And here, fertilization in needis earthworm is external. Leech is internal. Development may be direct or indirect. Direct or indirect. Example, needis, Ferritima, earthworm. Scientific name of earthworm, Ferritima. Leech, Hirudineria, blood-sucking leech. Hirudineria, blood-sucking leech. Okay, ma? Now we'll see. The first eucoelomates are first segmented animals and its aquatic or terrestrial, which are aquatic, needis and earthworm. Marine, needis, freshwater earthworm. Dash organisms are parasitic, leeches. Coming to levels of organization, organ system, triploblastic, bilateral symmetrical, coelomates. And they exhibiting metameric segmentation. See, so here the body is divided into many ring-like segments. So the name given as annelida. Locomotion is brought by circular longitudinal muscles. Locomotive structures in needis, parapodia, earthworm, CT, and in leech suckers. Circulatory system is closed type. Excretion by nephridia. Excretion by nephridia. And then nerve system consists of nerve ring around pharynx, double ventral nerve cord with ganglia. Sexes may be separated or united. Fertilization may be external or internal. Development may be direct or indirect. Example, Ferritima, needis, Hirudineria. Okay, ma? Next, let us see arthropoda. Phylum arthropoda. Phylum arthropoda. I'm very, very important. Right? This is the largest phylum. Occupy 2/3 of total known species. Largest phylum occupied 2/3 of the total known species. They live in all habitats. They live in all habitats, aquatic, terrestrial, aerial, mode, whatever it may be. They live in all habitats. Next, coming to the levels. Organ system, triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical, coelomates. Largest phylum occupy 2/3. Organ system, triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical, coelomates. Next, body is covered by chitinous exoskeleton. Body is covered by exoskeleton. Exoskeleton means a covering around the body made up of a material called chitin. Body is covered by chitinous exoskeleton. This is cockroach. This is cockroach. It's an example for arthropod. Now, body is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen. Body is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen. Locomotion by jointed legs. So the name given as arthropoda. Arthro means jointed, poda means legs. As they are having jointed legs, the name given as arthropoda. I'll repeat once again. Body is covered by chitinous exoskeleton. Body is divided into head, thorax, abdomen. Locomotion by jointed legs. So the name given as arthropoda. Body is covered by chitinous exoskeleton, divided into head, thorax, abdomen, locomotion by jointed legs, hence the name arthropoda. Next, coming to respiratory structures. A respiration by, in some organisms we can find gills. In some organisms we can find gills. In some book gills. Here the gills are arranged in the form of book pages. So the name given as book lengths. Anyway, I'll explain all these in details after your examination. Gills, book gills, lungs, book lungs, actually lungs is not given, only book lungs given. So they are not true lungs, they are small sac-like structures arranged like pages of the book. So that name given as book lungs. Trachea, these are the tubular structures. Straight away they can carry oxygen to tissues. In which organisms they are present, everything I'll explain. And look at the textbook. There, one diagram, prawn is given. In prawns, we can observe gills as respiratory structures. Book gills, look at the examples. One example is given, limulus, king crab. It's a living fossil. What is meant by living fossil? What is fossil? The remains are the remnants of the past. That means the representative of the dead animals are called fossil. Best example, skeleton. But this is an organism living from many million years without any changes. Is it possible a single organism can live for many million years? No. It's generations. They are living without any changes. Actually, among the animals, you can find small changes during sexual reproduction that leads to evolution. But this is the organism living from many million years without any genetic changes. So we can consider this as a living fossil. In king crab, we can find book gills. Book lungs are found in scorpion. Trachea found in insects. Trachea found in insects. So respiration by gills, book lungs, trachea.
So book lungs is by?
Book lungs are found in scorpion. Scorpion and spiders. Trachea found in insects like cockroach. Next, excretory structures. Green or antennary glands. I think antennae means small hair-like structures are found in some animals. At the base, we can find glands called antennary glands. They are green in color, so the name given as green glands. Antennary or green glands are found in same prawns. Malpighian tubules. Insects. What are Malpighian tubules that we discuss later? Same like earthworm here also. Nerve ring is present around esophagus. There in unlit pharynx. Nerve ring is present around esophagus and same as annelida and a double ventral nerve cord with the segmental ganglia. Nerve ring is present around esophagus and a double ventral nerve cord with segmental ganglia. And a double ventral nerve cord with segmental ganglia. Next, coming to sense organs. Simple eyes. Compound eyes. Actually, in insects, we can find compound eyes, where many small units join together form big eyes. That I'll explain everything later. Compound eyes. Antennae. I think you might have seen small, long, thread-like structures in cockroach. They are called antennae. They are sensory structures. Antennae. Statocysts, very important. They are balancing structures found in aquatic arthropods. They're found in aquatic arthropods. They are meant for balance. They are meant for balance.
So what are statocysts?
Statocysts are balancing structures. They help in maintaining the balance while they are swimming. So suppose if they tilt, they can recognize the position immediately, they come to normal position. Statocysts.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma? Next, sexes separate. That means dioecious. Fertilization, internal. Development may be direct or indirect. Development may be direct or indirect. Examples. Economically useful insects. Apis, honeybee, bombex, silkworm, bombex silkworm, laxifer, lac insect. I think you know what is lac. Generally, the government agencies generally they use lac for sealing of any house or anything. These are economically important insects. I mean useful. These are useful insects. Coming to harmful insects or vectors, they just carry parasites. Anopheles, Culex, Aedes. Anopheles, Culex, Aedes are harmful or vectors. Next, gregarious pest. What is meant by gregarious? Gregarious means they live in groups. Groups. Gregarious pest. Locust. Gregarious pest, locust. And already we discussed living fossil, limulus, commonly called as king crab. I'll repeat again. Largest phylum, occupied 2/3, live in all habitats, aquatic, terrestrial, aerial mode of life. Which organisms are adapted for aerial mode of life? Insects, they can fly. Next, Levels of organization. Organ system, triploblastic, bilaterally symmetrical, coelomates. Body is covered by chitinous exoskeleton. Chitinous exoskeleton. Amma, what is the advantage of chitinous exoskeleton? Number one, protection. Number two, they prevent evaporation of water from the body. They prevent evaporation of water. Body divisions: head, thorax, abdomen. Body divisions: head, thorax, abdomen. And locomotion is by jointed legs. So the name given as arthro jointed legs, arthropoda. And if you want, you can add circulatory system is open type. Circulatory system is open type. Just below the locomotion, you can note down. Circulatory system is open type. Excretion by respiration by gills, book lungs, trachea. Circulatory system is open type. Excretion by either antennary or green glands or Malpighian tubules. Nerve system, same. Nerve ring, but here around esophagus, there pharynx. Nerve ring, double ventral nerve cord with segmental ganglia. Sense organs may be simple eyes, compound eyes, antennae, statosis, balancing. Sexes separated. Fertilization internal, development may be direct or indirect. Example, useful: Apis honeybee, Bombay silkworm, Laxifer, lac insect, vectors, Anopheles culex aedes. That means they spread. What is meant by vector? Who spread the parasites from one place to other place. Next, a gregarious pest, locust, living fossil, limulus. Okay, Amma? So this is about arthropoda. So with this, we'll stop here. So tomorrow I'll explain mollusca. Okay, Amma? Is there any confusion in this particular chapter, or is it okay? Amma?
It's okay, sir.
It's okay. Any difficulty you're facing? No. Okay, we'll do one thing. So I'll explain like this only up to Saturday. And you write the examination. What type of examination do you have? Is it objective model or descriptive?
So we have theory and we have few MCQs.
Okay, so basically theory
Yes, sir.
followed by MCQs. Okay. So we'll finish like this, and after the examination, I'll revise once again the full chapter by giving objective questions. So at that time, we can practice the objective questions. If you are thorough in theory, easily we can answer any type of question. Okay? Right. So again, tomorrow I'll ask questions. So please come with full preparation. Right? Okay, na? Okay, Nama. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you.